Square.
Welcome. No, that's John Oliver's intro. Hi, this is a
What's
podcast.
up, you beautiful bastards?
No, that's Philly D.
Hey,
let's get right
Hey, what the
into
fuckers? What the
podcast.
fuckies?
What the fuck, Nicks?
Oh, is that how you guys
What the
intro
fucking ears?
action figures?
Mark
It's Mark
Maron.
Maron.
Ah, okay.
It's comedy.
Berries.
It's ETC podcast for.
Comedy Bang Bangs, presented by Lisa Mattresses.
Mm-hmm. Or not. I think we have an actual sponsor.
Do we? Oh yeah.
Not that Lisa's a not a real sponsor, but
that's a
it's
different
someone else.
podcast. That's
Yes.
a different thing altogether.
Welcome our guests, Nikki G,
What up?
Philly D.
Sorry,
Hi.
I didn't
Philly
jump
Dorito.
on that bit wagon.
No.
All right, I'm gonna embarrass myself.
You spent all your bitcoins upstairs.
Yeah.
And
We
he
should
doesn't
start
have
off with
Speaking
the.
of which, Bitcoins should have bought them when they were cheap.
Well, they just
Yikes.
split apparently. The
Yeah,
some
and that
of the guys-
means they're more expensive.
Oh, getting
Well,
right.
the price
Good
is
luck
lower.
pulling your
but
money out of the Bitcoin.
Getting right into it. We want to show you a couple of amazing fan-made creations from this week at the expense of our friend Phil here, who is in the exact place
I'm
that
in
it
the
happened.
same spot, place of the crime. You always return
How
to
did
this place.
your physical therapy and workers' comp situation go?
I actually
after-
can't talk about that because legal proceedings
yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
go through
So we're
first.
currently being sued by Phil.
But it's cool that he's here.
Yeah, is it weird being back? Is it like does it make you nervous?
Seeing in the same chair.
Yeah.
To be 100% honest, not doing a bit, I completely borderline forgot it happened until you brought it up.
No, I haven't.
How could you
forgotten.
though? You're a meme now.
Well, that's that part, but like the chair, like I'm in the fun part now. You know,
Yeah.
I'm in. People are making really, really great things, but I forgot it happened in this spot, probably in this chair.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Well,
said
we've
to Phil
ta-
earlier today. I said 5-10 years ago, if your chair broke on like a live televised thing, you'd be so embarrassed. You'd be like, "Oh my god!" The crew would be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Today, Phil's more famous because of it.
just become
Yeah.
a meme.
Well, we have rigged your chair to fail at
It has
some
an
point.
airbag in it.
Oh, nice.
During
Eric
this-
Andre's
Have you-
inside. He's gonna poke
an
my
ejector
asshole. And
seat.
Have you seen
climb
those
it.
fucking airbag
Ring.
pranks? They seriously injure people. But
Like a
check
real
it out.
airbag?
Yeah,
Like-
Yeah.
check it out. I rigged up a fucking Honda Civic's airbag into this guy's chair, and it's gonna burst when I press the button. And it just shoots people like into the ceiling. It looks like they break a lot of bones in the
Yeah.
process.
Yeah,
it's not
you've
a fun
You've
prank.
compacted my spinal column.
It's like
a prank.
At that
pretty
point,
funny.
it's like, oh hey, check this out. It's
You
gonna be real
shattered my
funny. I'm gonna hit him with a
tailbone.
car.
Yeah.
He's not gonna see it coming.
Actually, those pranks existed. So let's take a quick moment and show off some of the best creations from Phil Falling this
Phil
week.
falls out of chair in America's Funniest Home Videos.
And if you were listening to this through audio only, well, I guess you just had to be there.
Yes.
Oh no, we can do
Close-
the VO.
Oh no! Look at it! I was on a chair. Wow! I fell.
Just can you do the face again at the camera?
I think it was,
Yeah.
Solid.
and then I went too fast.
Hey, do the face. Hey guys,
I
my
didn't do
birthday
it.
party's gonna be great. I hired Phil Larigo to come and break chairs.
Just one drunk guy in the crowd saying,
Sit in the chair, Phil.
penny
Tonight at the Avalon Club,
Two
we got
penny.
Phil.
DJ Phil. He's gonna break chairs.
Yeah.
You've seen him. He broke the chair.
Nothing says, hey, you really need to clean up your act and stop being such a fat ass like a chair breaking. Even if the chair is 99.9% broken,
You know,
if
what
you're
I-
the one who breaks it.
What I think is upsetting deeply is the fact that there were around 1,000 people watching the show for a whole half hour before that happened, and they could clearly see that leg of the chair was just barely
Not to
holding
mention
the chair
the
up.
dozen or so people in the office that were
Yeah,
around.
that's
Just
true.
why someone
Well,
got
also
was
the
jerking
tragedy,
off.
the real tragedy is that Phil adjusted a chair leg with Post-it notes and did not notice that one of said chair legs.
He's like, oh, this chair's
I'm
wobbly.
like, the chair's
Yeah.
wobbly, and it was because it was wobbling front left to back right.
Yeah.
And back right was up in the air.
Back into the
And
right.
I
was
guess it's
like,
all of your faults.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the Post-it company's not liable.
Anyways, to start things off,
Nick
at-
Eskew asked, "Did you get a new chair?" No.
You know what? I did not even check this one. If I ever were in any drug dealing or mob situations, I would be assassinated very easily.
Yeah.
But I'm okay at PUBG.
Yeah, they repaired the chair apparently. I was like, just buy a new one. They're like, eh.
No.
Can't really
No,
afford
these
that.
are expensive chairs. I'm on the side of the.
Well, that money
repair the
clearly didn't
chair.
go into craftsmanship.
The thing is, I'm trying to bolster our economy here.
Oh, okay.
Are these
Hi,
made in
I'm
China
Ricky
or what?
Hayberg. Do you have a broken chair or a broken economy?
Or a broken
Party
heart?
time.
You don't. When you have a broken heart, you don't get out the glue. You go look for a new love.
That's what you do.
You blow
Is
it.
that Barry
right?
Manilow?
Yeah, I think he said that. Sir Barry Manilow.
Okay, get to a real question.
Yeah. At Justin Nicholas, which is no, actually at Solochin Lee, which is Justin Nicholas. Apart from Weekly World News, Tech Tuesday, Tugs, what do you guys have planned for future shows? And I think the future lies with our channel, at least, with Twitch. We want to be doing a lot more of exclusive shows on Twitch because we really want to grow that channel and be able to do a lot more of that, including, I think we're going to be, if you're watching this on Sunday or whatever, we've already done it, but we're going to be trying to do a show on Friday afternoon, right? Is that going to happen
yeah,
still?
yes.
Friday, 5 o'clock. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
it's sort of penciled in at. Yeah.
A new old show.
We have a, we're going to try to bring back Spacebar in some form.
The bar in the stars.
The Bar in the Stars.
We have
Which-
this
the bar in the
fucking bar over here, and it's
Would have involved
Not
you
getting used
guys
much.
as a guest on the show in the form of a giant monitor. It's
yes.
weird talking about a show that didn't happen yet, but now it's in the past tense.
and we figured out how to do live polls.
Yes.
On Twitch. That'll help a lot.
Yeah.
There
So
you go.
people who have wrong opinions can instantly be
Voice them.
invalidated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can we put the cuck vote to a cuck? Can we?
No.
Nope. Okay. Never
Oh,
mind.
I had an
Pass.
idea about Twitch too recently. We should not immediately after uploading a video, but we should try doing a vodcast of new videos.
Oh, yeah,
Get
no, I
all
wanna
the-
do it every week
Get all
for
the
all
true
the-
fans in there.
All the stuff we do every week, we should vodcast it. That's what
Yeah.
everyone else does as well.
Watch with friends, not watch alone in the crushing emptiness of YouTube.
Yes.
I would love to do, just to be like one of the first people to do it, a live sitcom style multicam on a
God.
5-minute show. But like a good one. I don't mean like a crappy one, but like I think that'd be kind of fun if you pulled it off and you weren't some big company. Like if some little indie dudes put together what the future, because if you look back at Seinfeld and Cheers and Frasier, shows that were good and they were also multicam. It wasn't
They
just
weren't
all
live though.
No, but they were shot in front of a live audience. They were done live.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't necessarily have to be like Chuck Lorre style of comedy. That's what the sitcom has become.
Undateable live.
Yeah.
Yep, Undateable Live. That did really well. We'll get Ron Funches in here.
I love
and
Ron.
he'll take a shotgun hit a
He's
weed
half the
from
man he used to
X-Pac.
be, literally.
Turned out, if you don't eat as much food, you lose an insane amount of weight.
Pocket candy no more. Rest in peace.
So
But
anyway,
you guys are
if you wanna
constantly
see that.
you guys are constantly developing new shows for your channels as well. You just relaunched
Yeah.
Dank Fire.
Yeah, Dank Fire was an endeavor with Nick and me where we made some sketches, and not a lot of people saw those sketches, and so we
Wasn't the right platform.
wasn't the right platform. So we still have some new sketches for you guys. But if you go to youtube.com/dankfire, that is where you can the absolute best. If you took Nick and Phil and mashed them together and made some sort of crack cocaine comedy inhalable thing,
The old speedball.
that's what it is, and it's really inappropriate, and there's a lot of fake blood, and a lot of it's not safe for work.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
In a
cinematic
good way.
In a good way. What
I'll
is your
bookmark this video for when I get home from work.
yeah?
I'm gonna get the thing is, so many people are gonna get home. They're gonna pull their dicks out, get the lotion ready, and then it's just gonna be blood and guts, and
It's not just. I mean,
then
you-
only
you-
half the
not
people
just
are gonna
blood
get
and
off.
guts.
You guys have been in at least one or two of those for something called One Like One Pray, which
that's
will
a
be
good
released soon. And how would you describe them, Nick? I compared them to crack cocaine. How would you describe what we did?
I would say our sketches are some of the best stuff College Humor was doing about 4 or 5 years
Wow.
ago.
Wow.
SNL
talking
Digital
yourself up.
Shorts.
yeah.
It's in
Andy
the vein of
Samberg?
that. It's high production value. It's hopefully not cheap gags. You know, we really try to flesh them
for
out.
the most part.
Expensive gags.
Expensive gags.
Yes, I mean for the most part, this shit looks like it could at least be on cable. Most of the stuff that we did, so it's not like we strap a GoPro to my ass and Nick's like, "Whoa, it's welcome to Jackass. Today Phil gets it," and hits me with a bat. Like, there's
People are gonna be begging
We
for
tried
that.
that.
sorry.
on.
Tried
They're get a broke GoPro, man.
But I think it's going to be, you know, like it's exciting to see kind of the response so far. We put a lot of work into these, like color grading, sound design, visual effects. Like we really kind of pulled out all the stops for these productions, and I know a lot of people in this building that helped work on it. We're really proud of them. So it's nice to kind of see them in a place. They were on the old Machinima Prime. It became Primer, and they were sort of just wasting away. We weren't seeing any new viewership, any new traffic. So it's nice to kind of re-release them in a whole new context, in a new, more positive light.
And again, there will be new stuff that you haven't seen, even if you did watch the old.
And some old, yeah, we got some good ones that
got
no one
some
really
gems.
saw. Some gems back in the day.
Like the Turner Classic Movies vault. Are you gonna colorize them?
They were
Nothing
we
was
shot
in
them
black and
color.
white.
Put them in
Yeah.
black and white instead.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
put it like-
smart.
yeah.
We're gonna decolorize.
Like the Mad Max re-release.
It's
Yeah.
a post color, but yes,
Logan.
YouTube.com/dankfire, and we have meme dev team. You like memes? We got a fucking sketch about that.
Yeah, one that I think this audience would love. Meme
Yeah.
Dev Team was
Meme dev team was one of our
that did
favorites.
terribly when we first released it. And that was sad because we were like, "This is fucking fire! We can't wait to drop this," and we dropped it. It was like,
It's about two dudes who make artisan memes, and the comments were like, "What is this?" And it was like, "I just want to burn all your houses down
Yeah.
one at a
You
time."
You know what one
Never-
I liked that you guys never put on YouTube was the fucking Reservoir Dogs where you.
that's
you
coming.
feed-
Don't. That's
Okay.
one of our. That's
Yeah.
one
That
of. That's
was-
a deep cut.
That was
Well,
fucking great.
and Angry Birds. I don't know if you guys saw
I never
Angry
saw
Birds.
Angry Birds.
Angry Birds, that one, that's like a fan favorite with our like significant others. I know Cooper's
Yeah.
girlfriend really loves it. My wife loves it.
We were like, if the Angry Birds movie, when that was coming out, we're like, what if that was actually good? And it's done as this like pulpy 70s.
like a 70s cinema.
Oh,
like-
wait, yeah, I did see it, yeah.
like a bunch of street kids
Street
that,
toughs.
that find themselves. So we got some.
I mean,
fun
it does
stuff.
sound like a 1950s street gang.
Angry Birds.
We're the Angry Birds. This is our territory.
Like the Warriors.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the word.
Or the what was the
Outsiders.
Gang? Yeah,
Socius.
the Pink Ladies.
War.
I mean,
Gang
Grease
war.
2 more so
Yeah.
than Grease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's more of a gang war in Grease 2.
I want to do a. I had an idea for my own personal Twitch, but we could make it a competition on the ETC show one, which is I wanted to do the subreddit Photoshop battles, and I want to like do that live and come up with stuff live and like do a creative stream like that. But it'd be great if we did like me versus Elliot Photoshop battles, but we couldn't see each other's screens.
Yeah.
We were given like
Oh, yeah.
one thing to do, and the two screens are up on the thing. We have like 30 minutes to make this masterpiece. I
That's
think that would
fun.
be
That could be really fun.
that'd be fun to
yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the audience gets to choose.
Yeah.
It just
one?
sucks that
You
we
guys
need
are
to-
true thumbnail artisan. I would
yeah,
say.
it's
Just a lot
a lot of artists
as
paint
well,
with
like-
brushes.
A lot of red arrows and circles. Did you see it? Did you see the thing?
Did you see it?
It's there.
There it
I'm
is.
wondering,
Like-
Elliot, when you see people, sometimes does your brain just automatically flip their mouths upside down, or do you have to physically do it yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just fun to manipulate other people's faces against their will.
It's like the Scaramucci thumbnail from this past week. I got so deep into it that Elliot's just like, no one's gonna know what that is, because there was so much more that I had done to it.
Oh, really?
And I was just like, okay,
Yeah, it
I
was-
gotta pull this back a
It
little.
could have
bit.
been anyone's face at that point.
Yeah.
It's no longer him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the subdued version.
Well, the original one was literally just him, and I'm like, well, I was streaming the creation of it, and I was like, well, I
What if we
can't
give him
just
some
stop
big
here.
eyes?
Let me just keep going and see what the fuck I can do with this guy. But yeah, like we could put Tugs Boy in all kinds of situations. It's a fun.
Oh,
Thumbnailing is
think-
great
I think
if you have the
people would
time
really,
for it.
I think people would respond well to that because you guys make really fucking good ones, but seeing that process
Yeah.
and that it's a competition.
It's always interesting. I come from kind of a fine arts background even before cinema. So I'm in there with like the brush tool and I'm like painting and putting all these like trying to make it super artistic and feels like, nah, put boobs with eyeballs and
Yeah.
then
a butter
wanga,
boob
wanga,
and you
I'm
don't
like, God
know.
damn it.
And guess what? And then when you guys have one, I'm like, oh, that's
how
okay. That's
you
really
should have
fucking
done it.
good.
There is an art to this, guys. Believe me. You won't click on it. The thumbnail's not good. We've been
That's right.
Yeah. The hard part is constantly zooming out and going, does this make any sense visually?
Right.
Because like you'll be up there and it's like when it's this big in it and be like, yeah, this is really
so
funny.
dope.
And then you shrink it down to like what you would see on YouTube and you're like, this looks like someone threw up on a
Yes.
piece of.
We joked like years ago about just having a thumbnail be a close-up of boobs and then titling the video. Yeah, you'll click it.
Yeah, we did boob news once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Back when the old Inside Gaming crew was here, would be like, just put googly eyes on it. That was like their
That was the-
go-to
those
are good.
winning
Whoa.
thing. Put googly eyes on it, everything will be great.
Boat.
For the last sketch we did, there was a Freddy Krueger. I talked to Jordan, one of the graphic artists here, and I was like, "Hey, put this and this in Freddy Krueger." And then I zoomed out, and I'm like, "It just looks like there's a piece of pizza in between us." So I'm like, "I got to change it. Hold on, let me get in there and do the thing." But yeah, sometimes up here, he did exactly what I asked for, and I was like, "It looks like pizza. I can't do this."
Yeah. Yeah, that's why we always have to have those 3D letters to be like, this is what you're seeing.
Hello and welcome to ECE.
One of the most heartbreaking ones recently, I did the Action Comics Superman, like the first appearance of Superman cover, and I modded it to say anniversary, and I raised everything and gave it like 3-dimensionality. I put a ton of work. No one clicked it. It was one of our least clicked thumbnails ever that we have ever done. I just sat there.
Just goes to show. You should have kept with the boobs.
Yeah.
click, click.
Booberman.
I
Superman
can't wait.
with tits.
You guys got to bring back reply videos. Remember Reply Girl and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Like that's another untapped market because they shut it down for
They
a while.
removed the functionality, but you can still do it.
Uh-huh.
I feel like it needs. I think we're back in that place now where a lot of the people, at least that comment on our threads, I want to see their reply videos because some of them, especially with action figure stuff, they're giving points or they're like, I don't know. It's almost like they're adding to the source material. They're not tearing it down. And it would be nice to give them a better platform than just listing, and then you have to read more, and you're like, oh god, this guy put some
Extra
work into
clicks,
this.
right.
Like,
Send the
would
video
be
on Twitter.
perfect. Yeah.
You could add their videos to your video. Fan response.
Bring it
Let's-
back, YouTube.
Let's see.
Oh my God, my chair.
I fell.
The HAL 9000 that you are is like, I will not add that functionality
Ooh.
again.
Did your pill just kick in, Elliot? Are you okay?
No.
It's just fucking hot. Have you been outside today?
I've
It was 100
intentionally not.
degrees yesterday.
Yeah, it was 100
And
degrees, and then
muggy.
it rained a little bit.
There's no
And
sun.
muggy. It's terrible.
Yeah, I fucking hate it. Feels like I'm on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Terrible.
No thanks.
Terrible. Pablo Menendez at Pablo_M. What show or movie scarred you as a kid?
Oh, so many.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That was right out of the gate. That one scared me pretty good.
Yeah, did you watch it at home or?
Nope. I
You saw it in
watched
theater?
it at the Piscatellis, who lived around the corner from me. They were
Oh.
kind of like these
The cool parents?
poor kids.
But they were the cool parents because let them
But
do
yeah,
whatever.
they like
We're too poor to care.
Yeah.
yeah, their kids would just be knees black as night, running around the streets
Yeah.
all day.
They probably have great immunity now.
Yeah.
Well, the ones that made it.
Yeah. Well, if you have enough, there's.
Yeah.
That's the every herd needs a culling.
Oh man.
What was it that terrified you about that?
They were just so clowns are scary to begin with, and the designs of these clowns were so horrific.
They're killers.
Yeah, and you couldn't escape them. Like even the toughest of the heroes in the movie got killed pretty quickly by the clowns. And me as a kid, I was into superheroes and stuff, so I was always like, gotta fight the bad guy. I was like, I can't even fight them.
Yeah, they put you in their cotton candy cocoons.
They drink
Yeah.
your blood with a
Silly
crazy
straw.
straw. Yeah. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Not only are they killer clowns, Elliot, they're also from outer space,
That's right.
and they're goofy looking as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I did see that young. I don't remember. I was probably a bit older than you when I saw it. I think for me, probably the Jason films, because it was just the set and setting of when I watched them. It was always a sleepover with friends, and hey, the parents are gonna go do their own, probably have sex somewhere since all the kids are occupied with a movie. So you guys watch this movie, and it was you're up late. It's in the same scenario. You're
Yeah.
camping, or not camping, but you have that
Slumber party
Yeah,
type.
where there's there's not a responsible person around, and a
Yeah.
killer could come in and just kill us all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Steal
watched
all
those
your
really
Coke
young
Cola.
at sleepovers, and those were the scariest movies to me.
Those did it.
yeah.
Freddy Krueger, him too.
Yeah.
Because I loved what was the Dream Child, and then the follow up to that with the kids that got the superpowers to fight him.
Yeah, the Dream Warriors.
Dream
was it?
Warriors. Yeah, it was the Dream Child, then Dream Warriors. Because again, I was like, yeah, that's how we fight Freddy, but they all die terribly, and the girl with the drugs gets injected in her, and because you can't escape Freddy.
Yeah.
It doesn't
No
matter
count for you.
And for some people, that's a reality.
Nothing but trouble
They hunt,
really
they get to
grossed
hunt.
me out. It
Really?
still does, but as a kid, it was like, why is everyone so greasy? It was mostly the two twins.
Because they're from New
Twins.
Jersey.
The twins.
the twins
Yeah.
with the diapers and shit.
Oh,
Like, that
yeah,
fucking-
yeah.
Bobo and
Yeah, and then
The
Dan
bone
Aykroyd's
roller
other
coaster.
character with the like
With the
dick
nose.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
This
movie
is how I eat
really
my hot
fucking
dogs. I
grossed
suggest you
me
eat
out.
this way too, and he just shoves the hot dog.
Yeah.
in his
Yeah,
mouth.
I think I saw that when I was like 8 or 9. I was like,
I always remember the bone coaster from that.
oh
movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They just like
And the
yeah.
Humpty Dance.
It's an underrated
Digital Underground.
B movie that like I don't think gets the praise in the B movie market like in a lot of.
I mean, they really went for it.
because
went
Troll
for
like
it.
the movies like Troll 2 are bad, but they're just bad. Like there's no
bad.
redeeming qualities, and you get those one or two crazy lines, but Nothing But Trouble is batshit insane.
Yeah.
Full throttle from start to finish.
And that's
Yes.
like that's Dan Aykroyd's like auteur work.
Uh-huh.
Like he wanted he made that
He wrote it. He directed
Yeah.
it. Like
It's
it
exactly
came
what it
straight
was.
from the
Murphy
mind
did.
of Dan
Uh-huh.
Aykroyd, and it turns out Dan Aykroyd's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like
Cooper-
Demi Moore is in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
John Candy.
Yeah.
Cooper, someone had it for he has like a movie club, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh man, this movie's terrible. We had to watch it again." And I was like, "Man, you need to chill on." I was like, I love that movie. As a kid, I think it was the inescapability. Like they couldn't, no matter what they
Yeah.
did, at every turn they couldn't get out of it. And as a kid, I was like, "This is too much."
That's true because even at the end when they go back, you're like, I remember as a kid, I've watched it not really recently, but even watching it as an adult, I'm like, fuck, why are you going back?
Yeah.
Like, and then the end, when the most goofy fucking ending to a movie that is pretty much horrific the entire way
Yeah.
through is Chevy Chase as if he is a Looney Tunes character running away from the TV and through a
forgot
wall.
about that.
Oh,
with
yeah.
and it has
They had the
it has the
Chevy
pin
Chase
out of a
line.
human body through the wall like he ran through it with wind and papers going around.
Yeah.
It was like straight out of Looney Tunes ending.
Bum, bum, bum,
I
bum.
totally forgot about that.
Yeah, the giant thing that drops the cutters and they smash the
Oh.
watermelons. It was
I mean,
terrifying.
That one like
It's so
scarred
terrifying.
me in like a sense that was difficult to define. You know, it was just like this is something about this makes me uneasy in a like very deep level of my psyche.
and you never trusted bankers again.
No, but I mean, I guess like on a more surface level thing, like I mean, The Exorcist made me really afraid of
Being
demons
possessed.
and being
Yeah,
possessed.
Exorcist was scary as shit.
Terminator 2 made me terrified of nuclear war.
Yeah.
It was the first,
Really?
Well, that was the first time I'd seen like a movie version of like an atom bomb going off, and I was like, "Wait, what?" My dad's like, "Yeah, you know that's real, right?" There's
That's the
hundreds of those
scariest
around
part,
the world.
just
And I was like,
everything melts.
"Wait, what?"
Yeah.
They could just
Yeah.
drop a bomb and the whole city would be gone. I was like, "Yeah." And then you turn into a skeleton.
And
you
it
just-
happened.
And you're holding on. Yeah, it fucking happened. We did that to the Japanese.
Yeah.
Look, son.
Yeah, and numerous members of our own armed forces
Yeah.
in Nevada.
Let's get real.
What is it fucking called? What's the one?
Honestly, I don't fear
Edit undo. You just-
a nuclear bomb because you're gone in an instant.
No.
that doesn't
No.
scare
Yeah, if
me.
you're in like the blast radius, maybe.
Yeah, no, a lot of the
Chemical burns.
yeah, or just like
right.
horrific radiation where you grow like claws out of your skin.
That's cool though.
Nah, it's apparently
Yeah.
really painful.
Yeah, you're thinking like Wolverine type stuff.
Not how it
Probably
works.
not that. Atom Bomb if you're a WWF fan. You might just become a forgettable wrestler.
Yeah. How about you? What shook you to your core?
So this one, you want to talk about like psychological damage. So my grandparents used to watch me when I was little, 'cause my mom was a teacher, and they didn't really know. They like lived through like World War II, so they just would like plop me down on the porch and here's your breakfast, and I would watch TV, and they'd HBO. And I feel like I've told this story on the podcast before, but
Here, watch Oz.
so no, I remember my gramps. He put me in like a
That'd be
high chair, and like I don't know, HBO plays old movies, and Poltergeist was on.
Oh, good.
God.
So
Oh, there you
I
go.
have scrambled eggs with ketchup on them, and he went inside, and the scene happens where the guy tears his own face
Face
off,
off.
and I'm 4, maybe 5, and I just went and
Why would they put
Wait,
what
was
is
that
Sesame Street
Was
or
that
something?
Poltergeist 2?
no, that was
Sesame
the
Street is
first
owned
one.
by
Okay.
HBO, Elliot.
Now it is.
Because
In the first one, the guy goes in the bathroom and he's one of the people who's there to like document the thing, and he's like, he's got a zit and he starts peeling and he rips his whole face
Oh,
off. So I didn't really remember this, and like I remember like I didn't like pasta with red sauce, and I didn't like eggs. And until like years later, when I was like, you know what? Like when you're old enough to like, analyze yourself.
Realize your mental problems.
And then I was like, all right, cool. So I started eating pasta again. I'm like, yeah, see, this doesn't taste like a guy's face.
It's fine.
But eggs, I'm like, I still don't like eggs. And then I was dating this girl, and she woke me up, and she's like, hey, guess what? I made breakfast, and it was eggs with ketchup. And I was like, time to fucking grow up, dude. And I took
Was
a
that your
bite.
breakup breakfast?
No, and I was like, yeah, this isn't that bad. So now I eat eggs, I like ketchup, all
with
this
ketchup?
stuff.
Eggs and ketchup?
But, I
Yeah,
mean, not
that's
like
it.
on it, like,
No, you never had eggs with like scrambled eggs and ketchup?
No, I use hot sauce like a normal person.
No, you're from
Well-
Florida. You're not normal.
I still just don't understand. Like even like generally when you're
they were old.
but it's just like.
That's an old
Don't
school
just turn the
That's
TV
old.
on, just like because usually like my grandma when she would just like flip through to like find something, a cartoon or like puppets and just be like,
Well,
all
I
right,
mean,
fine,
there's
whatever.
kids in the movie, right?
There's kids in
They're
the
probably
movie.
like, oh, look,
good.
kids.
kid.
And again, it was my
They would never,
grandpa. I
like,
mean,
listen
I was
to
on
that
a
having
porch.
a
It was
kid.
like, what's gonna happen? Here's the thing. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah.
So HBO, I think that movie's PG-13, so it's not like there's anything crazy happening.
Yeah.
But PG-13, you tack on 9 years to where I was probably, and then I could mentally deal with that. But it just freaked me the fuck out. And after that, you just kind of realize like how susceptible at that point I was like, oh my God, like I wonder what other things fucked me up or made me like this
Yeah.
or made me like that or prevented this thing here. But
Yeah.
that was one of the where I can draw a direct line between a thing happening and me having, reacted for a long time in my life.
Hey guys, hope you've been enjoying the podcast so far. Now we have to say thanks to this week's sponsoring advertiser. You know him, we love him, Blue Apron. Yes, Blue Apron ships you a weekly box filled with all the fresh, locally sourced ingredients you'll need to make 3 truly delicious meals at home. They make incredible home cooking easy and accessible by delivering seasonal recipes with easy instructions and pre-portioned ingredients right to your door, all for less than $10 per meal.
It's summer, guys, so that means delicious summer meals like these ones coming in August. Basil pesto chicken with summer vegetable panzanella, sautéed shrimp and green beans with globe tomatoes, spinach, and orzo pasta, whole grain pasta and summer vegetables with heirloom tomato caprese salad, miso butter salmon, and lo mein noodles with cucumber and charmed tomatoes, and meatball pizza with fresh mozzarella cheese and charmed tomatoes.
Yeah, Blue Apron's recipes are always super eclectic, and they'll have you cooking stuff that you never thought you could or never knew existed, and the recipes are fun to say.
They're fun.
There's so much variety, you'll never get the same recipe twice in an entire year. It's actually pretty seasonal. I like in summertime, we're getting specifically summer items. It's
Yeah,
good.
a lot of corn, a lot of summer squash,
a lot of steak,
a lot
actually.
of heirloom tomatoes. Yeah.
For you, our viewers, Blue Apron is offering your first 3 meals for free with free shipping if you go to blueapron.com/ask. That's blueapron.com/ASK.
Head over there, check out this week's menu. You are going to love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. So don't wait. Again, that is blueapron.com/ask, A-S-K. Blue Apron is a better way to cook.
Does anybody remember, did anybody see this? It was a Freddy Krueger, either the special, like the Freddy Krueger series, or one of the movies, where he takes a doll and he cuts it open, and the doll has intestines, and
Oh.
force feeds it to the girl, and her mouth gets filled with the doll intestines. She's like, I saw that that one got me pretty tough.
Yeah.
Got me pretty tough.
Jesus
Damn.
Christ.
Takes his claw, he cuts open the baby doll. It has like all intestines, and he starts feeding it to this girl at the dinner table while another girl, they're both asleep at the dinner table. And one girl is watching that happen to another girl. And that one, I can't remember.
How old
if
do you
it-
think you were?
6 or 7.
Wow.
I was the oldest on my mom's side of the family, and I was like the 3rd oldest on my dad's side. And we were city people. We lived in Philly, and they fucking put crazy shit on all the time. Like, oh, Nicholas, cover your eyes. And I'm like, like watching RoboCop. When
Yeah.
he gets fucking gunned down and they're just crawling
Yeah,
through the
it's
like
a pretty
sewage.
fucked up movie.
A lot of fucked up stuff. There wasn't as much children's programming when we were little.
It was like Sesame Street or go fuck yourself. Yeah, what are you gonna?
That shit was
we
over.
didn't
at
have your Gullah
noon.
Gullah Islands and your Dora the Explorers.
There's no Yo Gabba Gabba. That's
No.
that's a pipe dream for.
Well, you can also look back at, because I remember one of my favorite movies that I rewatched a whole lot, and I rewatched it a couple years ago. I should probably rewatch it again.
Mariah
but-
Carey's Glitter.
Yes. No, it's very sad, and it was The Brave Little Toaster, and I didn't understand the sad parts until I watched it again as an adult and was like, this is horrific.
Cut you deep.
You know, that was like John Lasseter, all the Pixar guys.
Yeah.
were on that.
It was a great movie. I really liked
They
it. but,
learned to fuck with children's emotions early on.
So
Anytime you anthropomorphize anything, it just
Yeah.
come on, man.
It's a bad deal. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff that like freaked me out, but hey, we're okay now, I guess. Phil's got his eggs back.
I'm bringing eggs back, baby.
Easy.
Nick can play
eggs.
with his dolls again. And Elliot is no longer scared of New Jersey.
No.
New Jersey does freak me the fuck out.
A lot of trees.
New
Yeah.
Jersey's
Too
great.
many trees.
The irrational, like, I'm a pretty rational person. I have an irrational fear because everyone, even people from New Jersey, are like, this place is fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, burnt out, like,
Action
insane
Park.
asylums. The lore of New Jersey is like mythological. The Pine Barrens.
The
Yeah.
Pine Barrens, the Jersey Devil, the Pine Barrens. When you go to the Pine Barrens proper, and I didn't until I was a teenager because
Yeah.
I was from Philly, moved to South Jersey. South Jersey is like a suburb of Philadelphia. The Pine Barrens is somewhere like in the middle of the state, and it is just miles or acres of uninterrupted forest, and that's where the whole Jersey Devil like legend comes
They
from.
named their fucking hockey team after it. They
Yeah.
love that shit.
So there, you can get like these little cabins that are, they're a horror movie. My friend actually rented one to shoot a horror movie there.
boy.
You can get these little cabins that are like right off of a lake in the heart of the Pine Barrens. And when I'm telling you, it is pitch black at night. There are no street lights, lanterns, nothing. And you're
When the
just in
trees
a
are blocking
forest.
the moon and stuff as well.
Yeah, it is the most terrifying thing. You get to the lake and the moon is like kissing the lake and you're like, oh god, I just don't want to see like eyes or flickering or anything.
No movement.
No
Just give me
movement,
no
just
movement.
Stillness.
Yeah.
During the day, it's beautiful. At night, Jesus God.
Well, because that was the thing when I went to New Jersey. Literally, the first or second time I went to an abandoned insane asylum and like explored, and it was horrifying. And it's just like, yeah, there's all. This is one of many of these, by the
Long
way.
Island was like a fucking insane colony before it was anything else.
Yeah.
Long
That's why
Island
they're all
was,
freaking nuts.
Hey, Scaramucci came.
Long
through.
Island was a garbage dump and where they sent all the like mentally disabled or like crazy people for like up until the 60s. They didn't start developing that area as a legitimate place to live until
Solid.
half a century ago.
Apologies to all the New Jersey.
No,
viewers.
they'll agree.
Yeah, you guys have
No, but
plenty of problems.
Jersey is beautiful. The beaches in Jersey are awesome. I'm heading to Jersey for vacation in
Hey.
2 weeks. so
I've
very
I've
excited.
never been to Atlantic City and always wanted to go.
Well, too late.
Is the Taj
Sandy took
Mahal still there? The Trump Taj Mahal, is that still?
Yeah,
I don't
Taj
know.
Mahal's there, Trump
It's
Plaza.
Let's see here. Speaking of that kind of thing,
finally changed
there was a thread on Reddit that had a good question on it, and it kind of goes off of that, except not scarring. But throughout the history of television shows, who is your most hated character that you've just hated on any TV show?
Hated?
Yeah, hated. Like when they came into the scene, you're like, oh,
Oh,
fuck this.
son of a.
Like the Poochie of TV?
Poochie is the Poochie of TV.
Yeah, you're right.
But I'm thinking like maybe a show that you love, but there was someone that just ruined every scene anytime they were on it.
I mean, Kimmy Gibbler. When I
Yeah.
was a kid,
Yeah, fuck her.
she fucked some shit up.
What are you doing, Kimmy?
What is Kimmy?
Why are they even friends with her?
Yeah,
Because she's
She's a
the next
neighbor?
door neighbor, and when you grew up in the 80s and 90s,
that's all you had.
yeah, there was no,
I never had young neighbors.
you didn't have neighbors your own age?
No, they were all old.
Really?
I did once.
Where did you grow up?
Orange County?
They're all Republican voters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and when you're growing, like I only was friends with the people in my neighborhood because you couldn't. At least for me, the roads surrounding it, my parents would never let me cross because of the traffic, so we were just stuck in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But you grew up on the streets.
Well, when I grew up in Philly, my only friends were my cousins, really. Like,
That's why you had big families.
yeah, they were in like walking distance, but yeah, you weren't allowed to like go play in
So-
the city. You get killed.
That would be the explanation for the Gibbler, is that she's next door. She's
Yeah.
DJ's age. She shows up because she's there. And every
Yeah.
fucking parent always hated the friend from the neighborhood.
yeah.
There's always that one friend that's like, oh God, they're
no.
here again.
Yeah.
Whose parents just lock the door like as soon as they get home from school, and they're like, "Be back for dinner." Like, how do you do that to your kids? People would do that though. They would lock their door and be like, "Come back for dinner." These kids would just be out running around, even from Jersey to Philly, from suburbs to city living. There
Yeah.
would always be parents that do that, and I was like, "How can you just let your kid fend for themselves for like a whole day?"
Question for you, Nick. Is it opposite, like when you're with your family, like when you're here, your Olive Garden, just sort of like it's the opposite of when you're out the Olive Garden, your family? Is it just kind of inverted? Come here when you hear your Olive Garden.
Yeah.
I'm Italian too,
Get your,
so it's
get
just.
your breadsticks.
But I feel like Nick's a purer
Unlimited.
Italian. He's a purer Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I pretty much only watch shows I like.
No, but who? There's always a character. that
Oh, well,
sucks.
here's a recent example. This is kind of a bit of a spoiler for the most recent season of Silicon Valley, but Richard Hendricks, the main character, becomes extremely unlikable by the end of it, to the point where I'm just like, wow, fuck this guy. This man he's a bad person.
I think on the topic of Silicon Valley, who's a little I See Dead People guy?
Oh, Haley Joel
I think
Osment?
he's a terrible actor. That guy.
Yeah.
I don't like him that one bit.
He's I don't know. I got no.
He looks like he smells weird. That's just me.
Yeah, probably.
Like Ted Cruz.
Does Ted Cruz smell weird?
He looks like he does.
Yeah.
Probably does.
Yeah.
He likes his own
Sharp
scent.
features. It was a guilty pleasure for me, but on Entourage,
Oh God, Vinny Chase is a terrible.
he's
Get him out of here.
Yeah, there.
But he doesn't do very much.
But to me, it was when it was a turtle and drama episode, when it's like, oh, cool, it's going to be about strippers and getting fresh kicks. Like those two together, it was like Bleach and Ammonia made this caustic B story that just was so lame. It was like, well, turtles making tequila and drama's got an audition. What?
I don't know.
How are they going to screw this up?
How didn't Johnny Drama's head just fall off? He used to pull it back so he had like the hardest double chin.
I don't know
face
if he
anyone
has a chin or doesn't have a
have a
chin.
chin. He just
Like he's missing a vertebrae.
turtle.
Something's happening.
Yeah, that show really could have just not continued after 3 seasons.
First 3 seasons.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
The second it got
you see the
depressing, I was
movie?
like, why?
The movie
Yeah.
was just like the biggest
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
self-fellatio,
Look who we
autofellatio
paid.
obsession.
What happens when we give the cast of Entourage $100 million?
And Haley Joel Osment was in
Open
that,
on
too.
it.
Yeah,
Oh,
he-
that's
that's
right.
it, yeah.
I
Yeah,
totally
he was. He
forgot.
was playing the same role from Silicon
Pretty
Valley.
much.
Very, very much the same character. Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, this is a pretty standard one, but pretty much any Lisa specific episodes on The Simpsons.
Wow. Shots fired.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of think back to shows that I watched obsessively as a kid, thinking about something like that, but I can't pinpoint it as well as I thought I'd be able to. But yeah, a lot.
All that, the whole show, all that as a kid. I thought that was terrible.
You
mean-
sang the song and then you just turned.
You were a little bit older than me, so I think I was the perfect age for it. Yeah. I mean, there's characters that I get annoyed by. Like when they come on the screen, I'm like, oh, something bad's about to happen. Like in Breaking Bad, when like anytime Jesse was the focus of the story, it's like, oh God, they're going to fuck something up real bad.
Yeah, someone's gonna die.
Yeah. But then you eventually start to feel for him, so he became a very well-rounded character instead of just a doofus, and that was brilliant writing.
Bitch.
I mean,
Mr. White.
Yeah.
I hated Ramsey Bolton because he was a truly awful human being. Great character though
Yeah.
on Game of Thrones.
See, I don't get mad at characters like that because
That's what they're
they
there for.
make
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah,
I
it
was
makes
like
it
Ramsey
interesting.
Bolton, Joffrey, they're real villains. You
Yeah.
know, they're
You're supposed
Because-
to hate him.
they have goals and intentions, and they're not just evil for evil's sake. That's why you hate them so much. And people are like, "Oh, they're the worst." I was so happy when he died. I'm like, really? Because then you lost. The second Ramsey Bolton died, I was like, man, that was such just a ticking time bomb that you never knew when it was going to strike and which character was going to.
They made the most out of it.
They did. I think they did. Yeah.
I just remembered, yes, Peggy Hill. And I know
Yeah.
she's written like that, but just the most unlikable,
She really is.
the blind confidence in abilities that she is terrible at.
She's not a good person.
No, not at all.
She undermines
I
Hank
found that if
at
you
every
put
turn.
a
Like Hank is a genuinely
gas tank
decent
on a
human
old-
being.
yeah, kind-hearted,
affable.
normal.
His views are a
Never
little
get hot dog
backwards, but
from a hamburger sandwich.
yeah, Peggy
Bobby
sucks.
Bobby, if you don't find
Peggy is evil.
Yeah, she's a bad person.
Yeah. She is always wrong.
Yeah,
She's a fucking punching
she
bag.
contributes nothing.
Yeah.
What about Bev from Rick and Morty? Bev's pretty lame anytime she shows up. That horse doctor episode, if not for Jerry.
mom?
Yeah. If not for Jerry, that episode doesn't.
I mean, Bev and Jerry.
no, Jerry's awesome, though, because he's so terrible.
Yeah.
Jerry's
It
a
was
punching
actually
bag.
Jerry's
really
awesome because he's terrible. And
It was
Bev is-
really sad in the latest episode when he's like standing in front of the U-Haul, and then he's later at the hotel. If you guys haven't seen it yet.
I didn't.
All right. Well, great.
It's sitting on my DVR going, stop going on ETC shows and not watching me.
Yeah.
God damn it, Bobby, can't you find a goddamn propane gas tank?
What at A1 Henry? What decade released the worst live action movies, and which live action film is the worst?
Probably say 1890s. They were all about like 2 to 3 minutes long, and it was just some guy like, "Hey, look at me, and I've got a dog.
Here's a train.
Hey, here comes a train. It's gonna get you."
Oh no,
this
a
horse
piano
gallop.
fell down a
Yeah,
staircase.
it really hasn't
Yeah.
aged too well, if you ask me. First of all, the film quality is shit. There's a lot of frames missing, no sound, and
Yeah,
it's just
you
like,
got
oh,
too
yeah,
many words on it.
You're just showing me something I can see if I look outside the window.
Mm-hmm.
What's the big deal?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how I topped
Let's
that.
start-
I'm so
let's start
sorry.
around
you
the
just, you just
1970s
nuked,
till
you just
now.
nuked me, and you're like, Phil,
Thanks,
any comments? And I'm
Pre-Industrial
like,
Revolution, Jerry Seinfeld.
Those old Nickelodeons, they sucked.
I can't stand the flickers.
Let's just say from the 70s to now,
Wait,
what is
live
the worst?
action adaptations?
I don't.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
I don't understand
live
this
action
question.
adaptations would be the 90s. Because the 90s tried to tackle video games a la Mortal Kombat, Mortal
live
Kombat
action.
Annihilation.
I thought he said action films.
They tried to tackle superhero movies. They tried to.
they were all
did it
bad.
all poorly.
That
I
Dolph
agree,
Lundgren
yeah.
Punisher.
The
Dolph
90s
Lundgren Punisher,
90s
Roger Corman, Fantastic Four, I think was also in the 90s.
They were right on the cusp of being able to do a lot
of
of
what they-
things with sci-fi and fantasy, but they weren't there yet.
Weren't quite there. The Dungeons and Dragons movie might have been early 2000s.
Oh
but-
yeah, you mean the Marlon Wayans vehicle?
Yes.
Wait, what?
Marlon Wayans.
You've never seen the Dungeons and
Was in the
Dragons?
I wasn't
and
aware there
Dragons
was a
movie.
Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Think of just think of what they shouldn't have made, and that's what
Yeah.
it was.
When you think Dungeons and Dragons, you never thought of Marlon Wayans.
That
right?
had to be, I believe,
Peanut butter and horseshit sandwich.
2001-ish, because I believe I was,
so.
I think I worked at the movie theater when that came out.
When you think of like it's not quite as tongue in cheek, but that like not another teen movie, not another sorcery movie, like that type of shit.
Yeah.
It was like that. It was
yeah,
real.
it
they
was
weren't
the
trying to
peak
do-
of
No, they weren't.
parody.
It wasn't.
wasn't
It
a
was like
parody.
bad,
It
but it
just
was
felt like-
so bad it almost looked like a parody.
So
And you're
what's
like,
so you think that is the worst
I
live
think
action
I think
adaptation?
that time because there was so much going on where, again, there was just enough to be dangerous. Like we had some form of CGI, and it
Yeah.
all was shitty.
Well, Spielberg did it.
and they're-
well,
well,
Stan
yeah.
Winston was also there for most of it, and they spent a lot of money.
A lot of
But
money.
yeah, I mean, like Mario Brothers is a big punching
Mario
bag, but there's not a
Brothers.
lot of like cool video game movies like.
Mario Brothers had some great practical set design and effects.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we've been over this. That Mario
Technically,
Brothers
it's a
was-
fantastic film.
The Mario Brothers was Blade Runner for kids.
Yes.
Okay.
And Bob
All right.
Hoskins and Leguizamo got drunk on scotch and crashed a car, and he broke. You think he broke his arm?
Double Dragon. Around that time, Double
Yeah.
Dragon.
Street Fighter.
Wolf.
Street Fighter. The adaptations were pretty bad in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, like the early 2000s, you had Tomb Raider, which wasn't a terrible. It did pretty well in the box office. It wasn't really a flop.
And again, that's when like Spider-Man came and started to turn that corner
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
superheroes a little
The
bit. like-
90s is when you had the movies that were like, wow.
But I feel like something happened. Like it probably happened in the 80s, but in the 90s, like Blockbuster and that shit, like empowered kids. Like it made, you know how they put the sugary cereals low so
Yeah.
kids see them? It's like Blockbuster made that so kids, like, that was their drug. They demanded that. Yeah, I'm getting a game. And yeah, I'm seeing a fucking movie. And guess what? I wear neon green and have a skateboard with the rat on it. And he's got attitude. Like everything.
you know
the
what?
90s,
You better put a video game in a movie.
Yeah,
I'm here
whatever.
now.
Like,
Like,
Well,
yeah.
that's
Bad
the
decade.
That's the thing too.
wasn't
Is like, especially back then, you had no way to know what was good and what wasn't. It was essentially the same thing as YouTube now, where it's like, if the thumbnail's good, the content might be crap.
Yeah, but you're not like driving to a fucking store and paying $5 to
But
see
that's
if
the
that
thing is
thumbnail's good.
the movies that were on the shelves of Blockbuster. If you went enough, you were eventually just going, "Oh, this looks cool.
yeah.
I'll
you'd-
give this
you'd
a
run
shot."
Yeah, you'd
I
run
like
out of
the
stuff.
box art.
And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, cool, Flea is in this. Like, really, Flea from the Chili Peppers? That's the deciding factor in this movie. But I mean, the same was true with music when, I don't know how, I mean, we all independently, how many times you got burned with the CD that was either like on a label you liked or had cool art or was in a good section and you buy it and you're like, this maybe has one good
Well, at least
song
you have the
on it.
radio then, I guess. But
Yeah,
but
I
the
mean,
radio
Tower Records
rarely-
had the listening stations.
Oh, that's
But that's later. We're talking about a time when the radio didn't always call out what song it was. A song would play, you'd be like,
I guess I'm never gonna know.
Sort
What
of
was
like.
that?
If
I
it
used to have to
wasn't-
sit around and press record on the boombox so I could tape the
Tape it,
radio.
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. We were
They
savages back then.
Yeah, they weren't doing like master collections and albums with Blu-ray.
We
like,
didn't even
people-
have Now That's What I Call Music. And they're coming up on number 100, guys.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing that would
Pump up
like,
the jam.
I'll tell you what got me into new music back then.
Jock jams?
I was gonna say jock jams, but when it actually came down to it, they used to do
Here I go
MTV's
again
Buzzworthy,
on my own.
the
Yeah,
Buzzworthy albums.
Yeah.
And that had a lot of really, really cool stuff on it.
Buzz clips and like stuff like that. When a certain video was labeled like, oh, did you see the Hives are a buzz clip? Or, oh, did you see this?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, they're not cool enough to be a buzz clip. Or like they would almost like, MTV would almost bless a thing and be like, you should like this.
Yeah.
And it was
But-
such an odd, and I don't know if that was payola or if that was like
Oh, it
the
definitely
cool
was
kids,
from the labels, but
the cool kids front inside who's like,
Yeah.
hey, if we can feature something here, let's make it something that's actually
But the
good.
predecessor to that was that's what I call music or Monsters of Rock. Like I want to rock.
oh yeah, we're
Monster
just like
Ballads.
listing it up on the commercials where it's
Yeah.
like,
And they would just go through all the songs.
remember
Here I
that.
go
Yeah.
again.
All your
we
favorite
watched all
monster
them.
ballads.
Yeah.
that was when they figured out that like people didn't want to buy entire albums, but they still wanted to listen to the songs they loved
Yeah.
from the 70s and 80s.
How do we
Yeah,
solve this?
that were like mastered properly and not just copied off of.
And contracts back then were very shitty. So they were just like, hey, we own these songs. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll answer the question as if it is worst action movie. Hard Ticket to Hawaii. Anything in
Yeah.
that guy's directorial
But I mean, is that Neil
folder.
Bream?
No.
It's
That's actual 80s.
oh right.
It's basically the movies were all vehicles for him to get actresses naked.
Nice.
End quote mode. God, you guys don't get any of the Rick and Morty references. Yeah, it's Hard Ticket to Hawaii is inarguably bad.
Yeah, Suicide Squad's the worst movie ever made.
I will
I've said it
raise your
hundreds of
heart
times,
to
but
get.
I stand by it. It is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I still say
21
House of
Pilots
the
at the
Dead.
end, though.
House of the Dead is the
Because
worst
like
movie.
I've
ever
seen a lot
Oh.
of bad movies, but Suicide Squad isn't just a bad movie. It is profoundly disappointing.
And you felt like you
Okay.
got tricked too a
It's-
little bit.
Suicide Squad seems like a movie designed specifically to just ruin a franchise.
But I think it was all in the expectation. Like I look at this table and I don't expect it to be entertaining.
Did
But
you
when
expect your
have-
chair to stay to work properly?
You know what?
I look at a chair
I
and
did.
I expect it to stay stable. But
I'm
then when
gonna
it breaks,
defer to my lawyer
makes
in this
me a meme.
situation again, Richard. But Suicide Squad. You just look and it has a lot of these elements, and very rarely do I go in a movie and everyone's like, "It's fucking the worst thing." Just like it's the best thing ever, and you come out and I was bummed.
It
was
is a
bummer of a fucking-
it is a deeply cynical endeavor that they shat out. They spawned with that movie.
And there's the
Yeah.
silence afterwards.
It's a failed abortion of a film.
Because it still lived.
Yeah.
I will say this: if I was in high school and that movie came out, I'd probably love it.
Yeah, because high school kids are fucking stupid.
They're stupid. Yeah. But
I wish
This-
I wish
this
our
movie
four
goes
younger
well with
selves,
my outfit.
if our four younger selves would come in here and we just beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Dork. Was there a
fucking-
movie that you ever walked out of, Nick? When you were
No.
young. When you were young.
when I was young, I fell asleep to Ang Lee's Hulk,
Eh.
and that
That
was
movie
that,
has not aged well.
That was a point in my life where like I was reading comics, like I was real deep in comic book culture and nerddom, and I was out like a fucking light. That movie put me straight to sleep. It was
Hey,
one
you
of
guys
those.
like the Hulk?
bummer.
You want to watch a emotional journey with the Hulk?
Yeah, and you want to watch him fight a what was it, a poodle, a gamma irradiated.
I don't think I ever saw it.
Oh,
Is this the one
that's
where he
right.
throws a tank?
Yeah, that's the best part is when he throws the tank.
You guys like comic book panels? What if you put comic book panels in a movie?
Oh,
just
that was like
ain't-
one of the first like shoehorn, try hard. They were like, this movie is not a comic book movie.
How are
can we
people going to know
comic
it's a
book it
comic
up?
book if
Yeah.
we don't actually make it look like a literal comic book?
But
Yeah,
yeah,
Ang Lee. You got fucking Ang Lee, some artsy fartsy
Ang
director.
Lee, dog, Ang Lee coming off of Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
Ang Lee.
I
Like-
mean, the guy takes risks. I'll
He
give
takes.
him that. He gets
Everyone
out of
was
his
like-
comfort zone.
all right.
That's interesting. Interesting choice.
One final note on Suicide Squad. I remember being in the screening before it because they wouldn't let people review it, for like 2 weeks.
I wonder
remember
why.
being in that screening room like 2 weeks before it was going to come out, and my first internal thought about 10 minutes into it was, "Oh no,
Yeah.
oh no, this is not the movie any of us thought we
yeah,
were
that's
getting."
the thing. Like,
No.
like usually with movies that aren't good, it takes me until like Act 3 to really like solidify in my mind, like, okay, this movie has lost its way a little bit. Like Suicide Squad, it's literally like 2 minutes in, I'm just like, oh, fuck.
Immediately. It's
They
stupid as
fuck.
The first 20
up.
minutes is like a music video.
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah, it's a fucking music video. It reeks of we shot way more footage than we knew what to do with, and none of it cut together. So let's just do a fucking montage of all the
Yep.
characters. Ugh.
But I think the bummer is knowing that David Ayer's
Yeah.
original there's an original cut of Suicide Squad.
He says there isn't, but he's
I
also
don't
under
believe-
contract.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way he made that movie. It just doesn't fit his like cinematic
No,
profile.
he
It
made
does
Fury
not at all.
a year before that, which is like one of my favorite movies ever.
He's a very cathartic. He's a slower paced filmmaker. He's a cathartic filmmaker. I can't imagine his storyboards or his shot list was like, boom, smash cut, bullets hit the floor, dead shot, boom, Harley Quinn, dancing with the Joker. Like, there's no
Then
way.
we introduce his character, and then he's dead.
What is Slipknot? Is that
Yeah.
God.
Well,
This
what is it?
is Jeopardy.
Yeah, it feels like it was like thrown together after the fact by what's his name, Guy Ritchie. We're just like, here's a
Yeah.
bunch of footage. Can you make a bunch of smash cuts like you do? Remember how you used to do the smash
Guys,
cuts?
this is bad. We're gonna have to license a lot of music. For
No,
this.
you know what it felt like? Your friend went to go see it and they described it to you. And he's like, all right, so, okay, first off, there's Harley Quinn. And then he just tells you who all the characters are. So he's like, zoom, zing, pow. And then, I don't know, this one guy comes and he's Native American. They kill him right away. And then, I don't know, the Joker.
Oh well, shit. We forgot about Katana.
Yeah.
She shows up at the end.
She's got
that's right,
souls in her
that's
blade.
right.
Yeah,
Dude, her
she
sword
takes
is
the souls.
like something's magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Well, we'll get to see what he probably wanted to do with Suicide Squad in Bright when it comes out because
That
it
looks
has
good.
it
Yeah,
has
looks
Will
dope.
Smith and it has like fantastical creatures.
I think it
and
looks
it's,
good.
That
but
looks
it's set
really
in
cool.
reality. So
We'll
let's
see.
That was
see.
of all the entertainment, and I don't like to really fuck with that at Comic-Con because I kind of like it for the purest of what
The
Comic-Con
toys.
should be. The toys, the comics, the art. But that was the one takeaway that I was like, this show is something I would watch.
It's a movie.
And it's cool. Movie, whatever it is. Netflix.
yeah,
I'm sorry, Elliot.
it's actually a
I'm
film.
really looking forward to
I
watching
don't
that
get
book.
paid to watch movies, Elliot.
Neither do
I
I.
have to find the time.
Well,
Guys, please don't get a divorce. I can't take it. My heart
Hey, do
can't
we have any
take it.
fans in Germany?
oh yeah, we're gonna go to. It's like 95% confirmed.
But not quite double confirmed.
It's not. It is
Yeah.
not.
Comic
It's single confirmed, not double confirmed, because I never want to confirm travel until the tickets are
Right.
booked.
But we might be going to Germany.
We're pretty sure we're going to Cologne, Germany for Gamescom. So if you're watching this and you live in, is that in what would be considered East
Join
Germany?
me.
No,
they
it's
on the other
like
side of
pretty
the-
much as far west as you can go without getting into the Netherlands.
Huh. How about that? Anyways, we're gonna be there, and we're gonna be there the whole week. We're starting Monday morning there, and then gonna be there all week, and then I think after that I might do a day or two in Amsterdam.
I hear Gamescom is the smelliest convention of all.
Well, you know those
So,
Europeans, they don't wear
they don't
any
wear deodorant to begin with.
So
Having been in Cologne in the summertime, it is
ironically,
ice
Nate,
cold.
We all got there.
we got there at the same
Yeah.
time.
It was like the movie Crash.
I had a question about that with Elliot. I was like, "What? So which came first, the city, obviously,
The city.
or the scent?"
Parfum.
The city, just like the city of Champagne, came before the
Doubt it.
bubbly wine beverage.
Hey, you know what's good? This sparkling wine. We should name a city after it.
Yeah,
Hollywood, Florida.
Hey,
That's what we're.
that's
I think Hollywood, Florida was first though.
it's an actual city at least.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Hollywood. Ironically enough, Hollywood, not a real city.
Nope.
West Hollywood, a real city.
They tried to secede. We
North
didn't let 'em.
Hollywood, a real city.
City.
Actual Hollywood, not a real city.
I think that's kind of weird.
Isn't it though? Anyways, thanks
Where's
for joining
Dakota,
us.
huh? Hey, guys. There's a North Dakota and a South Dakota.
What's
but
up with all these Dakotas?
What's
Why
up with
these
Dakota?
Virginias?
Dakota Johnson, Dakota Fanning. Anyway, hey, I'm Phil Larigo.
West Virginia, regular Virginia. Why isn't it East Virginia? Hey, Dice.
But seriously,
Scaramucci.
folks.
Scaramucci. I'm your press
Scaramucci.
secretary. I'm leaving. Bye.
And then you got New York fucking up the whole state of New York.
Oh man.
A lovely state.
Hey, actually, the rest of us are not progressive at all. Stop it.
I learn that every time I go home.
Yeah.
Oh no.
all
Where
right.
did I grow up?
Thanks for joining us today, guys. Sorry that Elliot and Nick got in a little mommy daddy fight.
We did, it
but-
wasn't even a thing.
Guys, it was a thing.
What were we fighting about?
I don't remember. Anyways, Phil didn't fall.
It
Maybe
didn't
next week.
fall. We'll see.
But keep those Phil memes coming.
They're really good.
Post-credits
I
scene.
appreciate
Stay
it. They're-
tuned for the
they're-
post credits.
I
Yeah.
wake up and they roll in
We'll
and
save that one for last.
it
Let's go to-
legit has made my day. You guys have when you wake up and you go, oh, that's fucking funny.
Hey, look, it's me
Hey,
falling.
Look at this.
Spider-Man one got me.
Yeah, that one was
Yeah,
amazing.
Spider-Man was
That
great.
that kid's a solid.
Your
kid.
face
Transformer.
is so animated in that one still. Where it's just like, yeah, there's something going on there.
I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say the line, Phil. All right, see you guys next time, and bye. If you're watching this right now, me and Elliot are swimming with sharks, and that video will
God.
come out later.
Oh God.
I'm probably still at church.
Yeah.
Chum.